Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Thursday, August 12th, 2021. I am Beverly, Telesford. In the headlines, health officials confirm the presence of COVID-19 Delta variant in Grenada. Government says the Transport Committee is assessing the feasibility of a bus fare increase. Backall remains confident of victory against insurance companies BICO and CLICO as they await their day in court. GBN Health delves into the impact of dementia, which is becoming a societal concern. And around the globe, new COVID-19 measures have officially taken effect in Jamaica with revised curfew hours, and the police officers in Belize sent home over inability to afford COVID tests. Coming up in sports, Women's Development Officer for the GFA says the talent is there, looks toward improving the weak parts. And the GFA Under 13 Boys Tournament continues. We'll have the details after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN News at 7. Grenada has now officially recorded both COVID-19 Alpha and Delta variants. The Ministry of Health confirmed that this latest development on Thursday.
Acting Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sean Charles, in a press release issued on Thursday, confirmed that 3 of the COVID-19 cases recorded in Grenada in recent weeks are the Delta variant. The samples were collected on July 26th from arriving passengers from the United States and sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA, for testing.
So this is the first confirmation that we have had of this variant here in Grenada. Previously, we have identified the Alpha variant, which was previously called the UK variant. Now, what does this mean for us? This reminds us that the world is a small place, and diseases that are found in one part can quickly make their way here. All right, we are not immune from any of the events that are occurring all around us.
The cases include a 48-year-old male returning national and 2 non-nationals, a 33-year-old female and a 34-year-old male. Only 1 of the 3 was vaccinated. Dr. Charles confirmed the receipt of the test results from CAFA on Thursday morning. He disclosed that 2 of the cases have already been medically cleared and the 3rd is expected to be cleared soon. He said that at this point, individuals must take steps to protect themselves.
I just want to make an appeal to persons in the population. This is serious. This is real. This is now home. This is here in Grenada we are speaking of. We are not speaking of some other country. All right. We are speaking of our homeland. All right. This is the first identification of this Delta strain, which is the same strain that is highly contagious and it is making lots of persons sick. All right, this is the same strain that is causing quite a burden to health systems right across the world, all right, and pushing them to the breaking point.
No secondary infections connected to these 3 cases have been identified to date. The Delta variant is considered the most contagious and deadly. Grenada at present have 10 active COVID-19 cases. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Public transportation is the first and most convenient choice for thousands of Grenadians on a day-to-day basis. However, at $16.36 per gallon, the increase in gas price has prompted members of the Bus Association to once again call for an increase in bus fare. Trelana Charles has that story.
Due to the steady increase in fuel costs, bus drivers have been clamoring for an increase in bus fare for almost a year. Minister for Public Utilities and Transport, Senator Noland Cox, said the ministry is well aware of the challenges and frustrations faced by bus drivers and taxi operators. However, he said, before any steps are taken, the government must first formulate a mechanism to assess the feasibility of an increase in bus fare.
The whole issue of the bus, the increase in the bus fare, we had an engagement. We have an engagement with CDB and UNDP to help us with a market study, and that will also give us come up with a mechanism for increasing bus prices. As how it is done now, there is no structured or formal way or formula for us to decide if we should increase bus prices now and then how much it should be at. So we're hoping from that study we're able to come up with this mechanism that will guide the process going forward.
The effects on the traveling public who utilize the public transportation also has to be taken into consideration. The study, he said, will allow government to make a decision that will benefit everyone involved in the transportation sector.
As you know, when bus prices go up, they seemingly don't come back down. For obvious reasons. And so when you're making the decision to increase prices, you have to take into consideration the traveling public as well and persons who use that transportation system, so that service. So it's in that regard we said, look, give us an opportunity to do this study. We believe that it will bring benefits for everybody, for the whole transport sector. And after that study, that will help us to get a determination, get an assessment of what is there and how we can improve going forward.
According to Senator Cox, a stimulus package and soft loan mechanism for bus drivers and taxi operators will be accessible in September.
We also had a long discussion with them regarding accessing the stimulus package that will be coming in September. Just to add, the study commences in September as well. And also we presented to them a soft loan mechanism that is coupled with a grant facility. So once you access the soft loan, there's a grant of $5,000 which they can access to treat with their business as well. So I wanted to make that clear. So to access the grant, you must access the soft loan facility first.
Minister Cox said government will continue to hold discussions with bus and taxi operators to lend assistance wherever needed. Trelana Charles, GBN News.
Executive members of BACOL say that despite the challenges faced, they are confident that they have a good chance of winning the case against the British American Insurance Company Limited and CLECO, as policyholders in the OECS may soon have their day in court. Rena Per-Thomas tells us more.
In early July, a suit was filed with the Caribbean Court of Justice (CCJ) by the policyholders in Grenada and other Eastern Caribbean islands. They have taken legal action against the company with the hope that they could recover funds which were invested into the company before it went belly up. The BACOL grouping, headed by Patrick Antoine, representing the policyholders and has held consultations with them throughout the OECS to explain their rights. Antoine says that so far the preparation process in building a case for the CCJ has been challenging.
That there's been tremendous anxiety since since 2000, and I want to say about 19, because we've not felt as policyholders that there was tremendous progress. But it was only due to the fact that we've had just enormous difficulties getting the evidence to actually make key linkages in this case.
While the process has proven difficult, Antwine acknowledged that they have received some support towards the legal action. He explained that they have also set up some form of assistance for policyholders who have a hard time in financing legal action.
We created a facility where you don't have to put any more funds down if you are in fact in distress. But for an additional 1%, you can take a facility where if the case is not won, you don't have to pay it back, because we want to get everyone on board. And what I'm saying here is that it's sort of a zero risk financing, because we want to get every single person on board.
The BACO president is confident that the legal team has a strong case and will surely make headway.
We believe that we have presented the best case possible, that we have really examined and developed important areas of law that we're going to present to the court to take to make a determination on. So we think we have an extremely strong legal case, and of course our case has been made by about 60-something professionals working together.
BACO is presently holding a series of online town hall meetings to provide information on how they will proceed and clarify various issues. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Last month, government announced plans to remove derelict vehicles from the nation's roadsides in response to citizens' concerns about the imminent danger they present. Well, one citizen took his camera to the scene of an accident in the Grandance area to reiterate the need for this issue to be swiftly addressed.
A person got into an accident last night in Dusty Highway, and thank God the person is alive. Because just take a look at this, right? And this trailer parked in Dusty Highway, just on the road, have no license plate, no nothing. As it is right now, the vehicle is what holding it up, right? These rigs, flatbeds, trailers, whatever you want to call them, should not be parked in the road. This is a road or a parking lot. This should not be allowed to be parked in the road like this. Right? You could see what could happen here. Imagine if that person had a passenger. Right? Imagine if that person had a passenger. What would happen to them? Who would be responsible? Right? This thing about parking up trailers on the road, going down Dusty Highway, and parking up on the road in general is absolutely ridiculous, and something needs to be done about it before somebody lose their life. And then we will come and want to change things after somebody dead. But let's try and change it before somebody dead, so that we don't have to deal with it, and we don't have to deal with having a death like that. That could be avoidable.
On a brighter note, as a means of encouraging and assisting children with disabilities, the Grenada National Council for the Disabled, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education and Social Development, donated backpacks containing school supplies and PPEs to all the students with special needs who were successful in the 2021 CPA exams. The students attended schools for special education across the island and were successful in the 2021 exams. More in this Rena Per Thomas report.
11 students with special needs received the backpack containing school supplies from the Grenada National Council of the Disabled and the Ministry of Education and Social Development on Thursday. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Andel, highlighted the importance of integrating students with special needs into the mainstream educational system.
Being a teacher, I can tell you how important it is that we embrace inclusive education. I have seen in the past we had separated or segregated type of education, but I have seen firsthand the effect of inclusive education. I have seen students, able-bodied students, participate actively in helping disabled students to meet their goals.
Board member of the Grenada National Council of the Disabled, Clifford John, encouraged the students to press on as they start a new chapter in their life.
Today forum really focusing on children that have passed the CPA that has a challenge or what we say is a form of disability. We come here today with collaboration with other organizations to make sure that we can give the children the next step to go level. Before time we used to have a challenge where people with disabilities should be at home. No, they have a right as well. They could be prime ministers. They could be doctors. They can make the input in society just as everyone else. So we are really advocating to make sure that people understand our plight and the stigma where people, and we are encouraging parents that you have children hidden home because they have a challenge. No, they have a right as everyone else.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Chrissy Worm, praised the parents for their part played in the children's success.
And I also want our parents to stand. Let us also recognize our parents. Parents and well-wishers, can we all stand? All right, and I want to speak to you too as well. I think it's so very important to have strong, supportive systems working with our children. Yeah, I know the efforts of our children are not by themselves, but by you guys, working with your children, setting up long nights, helping with the SBA, helping them navigate the difficult experiences that they may encounter on a daily basis.
My name is Efna Mori, and I went to St. Paul's Government School, and now I passed for Wesley College Secondary, and I feel proud about how I passed, and I feel proud of going to secondary school, and I make my mother proud.
The ceremony was held at the Ministry of Works Conference Room at the Ministerial Complex. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
Coming up in the news, the Immigration Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force is reporting a major increase in people entering the country illegally. And dementia is becoming a societal concern as elderly citizens' disappearance sends families into fear. Stay with us.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot. Take a shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life. Take a shot, take a shot, take a shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Hi, darling. Are you still working on that article to help customers better understand their Grenlec bill?
Yes. Have a look. The left side shows the electricity rates and government charges. The middle has your present usage and 8-month usage history. And the right side shows all your charges.
What about the fuel and non-fuel charge?
Good question. The fuel charge is the cost of fuel to generate your electricity. The non-fuel charge is the cost of delivering electricity to your home and any other necessary services.
And VAT?
You pay 15% on the non-fuel portion of any usage over 99 units.
How much is the environmental levy that Grenlec collects for Solid Waste Management Authority?
This charge on domestic customers is $5 or $10, depending on your usage. So, add the fuel, non-fuel, VAT, and the environmental levy, and that's your electricity bill.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
It's time to prepare for an A+ this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Shop today for laptops, tablets, printers, and more for a chance to win $1,000 cash. Get it now with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 60 days. Save big with great deals only from Quartz, bringing value home.
There is an auto repair center that is revolutionizing the way they do business. Presenting Premium Auto Services Limited. We offer wheel alignment, diagnostic scan, AC servicing, transmission fluid exchange, power steering fluid flush, just to name a few. We are in fact your one-stop auto repair center for motor cars, SUVs, pickups, buses, and even trucks. We're on the Calvin main road and boast of a highly skilled professional team. We are trusted and highly recommended, and most of all, certified. certified by Master Align. Visit us today or call 439-4000. Premium Auto Services Limited, your complete auto care center.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Welcome back to News at 7. The Immigration Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force has seen the number of people entering the country illegally double as law officers arrested and charged another Caribbean national for illegal entry. Rena Per-Thomas tells us more in this report.
The Immigration Department says that they continue to see an increase in people entering Grenada illegally. For the year 2021, 30 persons from South American countries have been arrested so far, despite the authorities' attempts to heighten security at the country's borders. According to Sergeant attached to the Immigration Department, Andy John, since the start of the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, members of the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Immigration Department have joined forces to curb the act of illegal entry as a means of stopping the spread of the virus.
Based on the data, the answer is yes. Last year, for the entire year, we had 15 illegal immigrants. And as we speak of this morning, we have 30 illegal. So, and we are the 8th month, and we actually double.
Yeah.
You know, so we definitely seen an increase. What we also seen is the different nationality. We may get someone from the different island like Barbados or Trinidad. But what we've been seeing for this year is an increase in the South American countries.
Grenada has 11 ports of entry with only 7 currently in operation as approved ports as a means of security restriction. restrictions. Although security measurements are implemented to heighten security at the borders, Sergeant John and Ali Lewis say all ports cannot be monitored at the same time. This is why they need the help of the public.
The Immigration Department is helping Grenada. We're in the middle of a pandemic, and we all understand how the virus works. So it's very important that we get the information so that we can respond to ensure that we keep Grenada safe.
Most of the breakthrough or the persons that we caught was because of information. Yeah. Like I said, persons would come in night, morning, early, and so on. We wouldn't be on site, of course, but we get the information and we act on it.
Grenada's latest arrest for illegal entry was 47-year-old Dale Abraham of Trinidad and Tobago, who arrived in Grenada via yacht on the 5th of August. He was arrested and charged for failing to submit to a government-approved quarantine site and failure to present himself and documents to immigration officers. Officer attached to the Community Relations Department of the RGPF, Kadena Douglas McLean, says he was brought before the St. George's Magistrate Court on Wednesday morning.
He was ordered to be removed from the state by the magistrate. He was also fined $7,500 on the first charge of failing to quarantine and $500 on the second charge of entering the state without the consent of an immigration officer. He was reprimanded and discharged on the other two charges. The fine was ordered to be paid forthwith, and the process to enforce his deportation has commenced.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.
Still in police news, one stabbing was recorded and several tickets for COVID-19 regulation violations were issued between the period Sunday to Tuesday. This was disclosed by Corporal Kadena Douglas McLean of the Community Relations Office.
90 COVID-19 violation tickets, over 100 fixed penalty traffic-related tickets, several weapons and other offensive items, inclusive of knives and cutlasses, were also confiscated during some of the carnival-like activities that occurred. One person was stabbed during a carnival-like activity at Pearl St. Andrew, and that individual is still warded at the Princess Alice Hospital, while another individual was struck in the head with an object at Sates yesterday. That person also received treatment and was later released.
Now, in 2001, a St. Mark resident, Millicent Phillip, disappeared from her home without a trace. In 2020, St. David resident Cecilia Mungo also went missing without a trace. Recently, another St. Mark family encountered a similar troubling situation when a 74-year-old woman went missing temporarily. These disappearances of elderly loved ones, temporary or permanent, continue to be a societal concern. And like Alexander tells us more in this week's GBN Health, complements Gittins Healthcare.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grand Anse, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
These instances of possible cognitive disorientation illustrate that brain disorders like dementia continue to cause distress to many Grenadian families. Dr. Francis Martin provides a definition of dementia.
Dementia is a condition where an individual develops severe cognitive impairment or altered ways of thinking that actually interferes with their daily function and interferes with their life in total. So it's a descriptive word that just describes persons not being able to think properly.
According to WebMD, basic symptoms of dementia include memory loss, difficulty concentrating, finding it hard to carry out familiar daily tasks, communication problems, being confused about time and place, and mood swings. Once these symptoms have been spotted, Dr. Martin outlines essential ways that family members and caregivers can help their loved ones.
You first of all must know the history of your parents or the family history of your loved ones. If, for example, there is a history of dementia in the family or a history of any mental problems or mental issues, that is one thing to think about. You also need to be aware of your family members' overall condition. So, for example, people with HIV or people with certain types of infection are prone to develop dementia at some stage. So knowing your underlying condition is important. Generally, dementia don't just show up overnight. And if it shows up overnight, definitely you need to do something. I think it's a wider societal issue where people don't believe that that person is going through dementia. Family members will definitely know weeks or probably years before the person actually went missing that something is wrong.
Dr. Martin encouraged families to be proactive and to develop a plan of action as soon as the condition is diagnosed.
For us as physicians and medical and healthcare providers, family members' knowledge of dementia is the most important critical part of how to deal with a family member who is demented. Normally don't talk much about in our society, and that is end-of-life arrangements. If you think your family member is demented or is going through dementia, as I indicated to you, make sure they get medical attention because there might be medical causes, reversible causes, there might be disease causes and structural causes in the brain that can cause that, and these things can be reversible. But if after all is said and done, and you have a situation where it is a dementia of Alzheimer's type or the kind of dementia that are difficult to treat, it is critical that family members start talking of end-of-life arrangement. Because at that time, that person may not be able to determine and have the mental cognition to make decisions on their own. So this is not a very topical thing, but it is something that I encourage people to think about with your demented patients or family members. Start making end-of-life arrangements way before dementia get to a point where that person goes missing or something untoward happens.
In Grenada, progress has been made with the presence of a dementia wing at the St. Martin de Porres Home for the Aged, and training workshops on dementia are often organized for geriatric work. Nonetheless, there is more that can be done, and further efforts can be made by the government, health practitioners, and social organizations to increase the health campaigns to tackle risk factors and expand support to families and caregivers. Reporting for GBN News, Anayaka Alexander, trainee.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelana Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Over the past few weeks, there have been pockets of carnival-like activity across the island, culminating on what would usually be Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Tonight, we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss the jab defiance.
I think the government should penalize all those who play the jab because they disobey the law of the land. We Grenadians are not taking the pandemic seriously. They just want to display the dirty and nasty habits.
If they said it's no jab, it's no jab. But the point is that they went out and they did so many things that were out of order. And there are many people inciting saying, oh, they're correct and they're correct. But if the law says, the law says.
The law also told the government to pay Jamabain and Dorset Charles. They're still waiting years later.
If we are called a nation of 100,000 jab, we promote it in Trinidad, we promote it in Canada, we promote it all over. These are the fruits of our labor. Jab, and jab must play.
This was the most lawlessness and disrespect I've ever seen in my life. Parents have their little ones on their shoulders, cursing and carrying on. What a shame. What do they expect the future to be like?
when we have little children and they disobey their parents, what they do? They rather correction, deal with them. And I believe as a nation, we have to start to take responsibility for our foolishness.
I think it's an expression of frustration because the Prime Minister promised the young people jobs, and more jobs, and he lied the night of the last election. So with all the young people unemployed, nothing to do, plus those who just graduated from school and have to join the unemployment force, feels a sense of hopelessness. So playing jab was a way to express themselves and send a message to the Prime Minister that don't take them for granted because the youth's vote make a difference in the election.
Sad situation in Grenada. And you know who I pity most of all? The children. And these are the children who would go and sit in the classrooms with our children that we're trying to walk them in the straight and the narrow. It hurts my heart.
I think it was dangerous, a breeding ground for the virus. However, it is a reflection of lack of leadership in our country and failure to pay attention to the needs of our people. It is also an awakening for the authorities as they need to determine what percentage of the revelers are unemployed. There is also the aspects of double standard and disregard for law by our leaders. I think, though, the revelers should have thought of the bigger picture. Our lives can't be defined by jab only.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Hey, September is just around the corner, so let's see.
Check! Bag! Check! Tablet! Yes! Doctor! Check! Eye check!
Clear Vision Eye Center is offering all students a free eye examination.
For the holiday?
Yeah, man, and they have the best prices on glasses. I hear they have glasses as low as $450.
But you know it's only for 1 month.
Boy, let me go, I can't miss that. Clear Vision Eye Center keeping students focused so that we can see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight we pay special tribute to our little superhero Naveen. He was our eyesore submission in January, full of love, color, and energy. GBN learned this morning, Wednesday, and died during that night. Tonight's GBN eyesore submission is a replay in honor of our sweet little superhero Naveen. So, with the angels.
Tonight's eyesore features our Grenadian superhero, Super Naveen. His mission, fighting crime all over Grenada. His passion, helping the fire department to put out fires. His superpowers are speed, super strength, water generation, combat skills, mind reading, camouflage, and night vision. The photos were posted to Naveen's mother's Facebook page, saying his superhero suit was made for him as a Christmas gift. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms. Condolences to his family. Still to come in the news, today, August 12th, is recognized as International Youth Day. This is News at 7. Stay with us.
With a Digicel Prime Bundle, get double the dedicated SportsMax data to enjoy the greatest sports event happening now. Live in the SportsMax app. Get a 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle today in the My Digicel app. Digicel, better together.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Grenada, give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Welcome back. International Youth Day is commemorated every year on August 12th, bringing youth issues to the attention of the international community and celebrating the potential of youth as partners in today's global society. During her official address to the nation, Kate Lewis, Minister in the Prime Minister's Ministry with special responsibility for youth development, focused on how the youth has a pivotal role to play in the post-pandemic recovery of the region.
The observance of International Youth Day 2021 provides an opportune moment for us to focus specifically on the critically important role of the region's youth in shaping the future we envision for us all, in what we hope will soon be a post-pandemic era. The role of youth in agriculture must be considered against the backdrop of any such transformation of food systems and the resulting improvements we hope to realize in the health of our people and of the planet. Given the important role of agriculture in shaping our future lives, it is quite unfortunate that a significant percentage of youth do not currently see agriculture as a viable, attractive, and lucrative career option, given the low productivity rates and difficulties faced by previous generations that remained ingrained on the psyche of so many of us today.
The minister further expounded on the theme for this year, which she says will not be achieved without the meaningful participation of young people.
The theme for this year, Transforming Food Systems, Youth Innovation for Human and Planetary Health, brings into sharp focus the need for innovative and strategic thinking as we chart the way forward. Just like the United Nations recognizes, we here in the Caribbean are equally cognizant that the success of such a global effort will not be achieved without the meaningful participation of young people. There is an often repeated mantra, grow what you eat and eat what you grow, which ought to be an integral part of any attempt to transform food systems and improve human and planetary health.
More than 85 Grenadian teachers participated in a training opportunity offered by Lesley University Institute for English Language Programs Beyond Borders, which will provide support for special education students in Grenada. Trelana Charles tells us more.
The training program took place from August 2nd to August 6th under the theme Teaching for Neurodiversity, Building Inclusive Teaching and Learning Classrooms. The participants at the workshop included the focal point person at mainstream schools for special needs education, special education teachers, teachers who work with special needs students in mainstream schools, and Ministry of Education field officers. This online workshop was made available through Her Excellency Yolande Smith at the Washington Mission in collaboration with the Authentic Caribbean Foundation in the USA and the Ministry of Education. At the end of the training, the educators received a certificate from Lesley University. This training will be the beginning of a continued collaboration which will provide support to students with special needs in Grenada. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Norman Gilbert, highlighted Grenada's efforts towards inclusive education by placing most special needs students within mainstream schools and ensuring that these students have an equal opportunity to sit both the CPEA and CSEC exams. He views the recent training as a key capacity building opportunity. He said, and I quote, "The ministry has placed the teaching of special education high on its agenda. It is evident by the selection of focal points at every school to provide support to students with intellectual challenges, sensory challenges, and so on. This training would allow for teachers in all schools to better understand the needs of students so that they can provide the appropriate accommodations or teaching and learning interventions which will positively impact the students." Unquote. The special education policy, which is expected to transform the education landscape for special needs students in Grenada, is presently before the Cabinet for approval. P.S. Gilbert explained that it will focus on inclusive practices in education, the code of practice in referring students to special needs, the inclusion of ICT in building teaching and learning outcomes, and the need for curriculum redesign to cater for special needs students more effectively. Trelana Charles, GBN News.
Stay with us. The weather and sports are up next.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy with brief showers becoming more frequent towards early morning with possible isolated thunderstorms. Tonight's minimum temperature, 23 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 5 to 15 miles per hour, becoming variable to calm at times. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides high at 7:16 p.m. and low at 11:56 p.m. Weather on Friday, partly cloudy to cloudy with morning and nighttime light to moderate showers and a medium chance of isolated thunderstorm. Sunrise is at 5:57 a.m. Weather for Saturday, August 14th, mostly cloudy with moderate showers and isolated thunder showers, improving during the late evening. And weather for Sunday, August 15th, partly cloudy with occasional showers, becoming more frequent during the night. Sporting fans. Following the final of the GFA Women's League, Women's Development Officer Harry Varley spoke on the development in women's football in Grenada and working towards betterment for the future.
We had some excellent quality from the girls. I was really happy with the performances from both teams in the final. Some of the girls started to get tired, obviously, and on a small pitch like this, games can get like very high scores quite quickly. But I thought there was lots of really good ideas from both teams. I thought the commitment was excellent. I was like genuinely surprised at the quality. I thought it was excellent today. One of the main parts of my job, or one of the things that I've encountered a lot, is the girls have come to me and they've said that they felt they haven't been treated like the same way as the boys. And so having competitions in the stadium, allowing people to see them, putting the video on, is really giving them that affirmation and showing them that we are taking women's football seriously, and this is the beginning. We're going to move into a Premier League with 11v11, so full-sided competition. Things will keep growing.
Valley says the talent is present, however, there are minor tweaks that can improve the product.
The talent is definitely there. Maybe the structure of the teams and some of the tactics that you would see elsewhere in the world, that's still a work in progress. What I'd say is that coming with playing is that development, and it works on the field, it works off the field, so the players develop, the coaches develop. We need to get this structure from top to bottom now. So it's great having the seniors playing, and it's excellent having the 15s, but I also want to have 13s, 10s, all the way down. The earlier the girls start playing, the more competitions they're in, the more they get used to this environment, the more we'll see. So we have a lot of national team stuff now. So we've focused a lot on the domestic football up until this point. We have U14 nationals going away this month, U20s the following month, senior national team games in October and November. So all of the hard work that the girls have been putting in, we've been watching their performances, evaluating. So now it's their chance to represent Grenada internationally, and hopefully what we've seen today can translate to the international stage.
The excitement in the GFA Under-13 boys competition continued on Saturday at Riversally, with St. Andrew Big Parish Stars and St. Patrick Crown City Strikers securing their second consecutive wins. Here are some highlights in this GFA report.
St. Andrew Big Parish Stars and St. Patrick Crown City Strikers continued their winning ways in round 2 of the GFA U13 Boys Tournament. The excitement continued on Saturday, August 7 at Riversally, with all teams in action. In match 1, St. Mark Western Stars beat St. John Dolphins 2-1. Scoring for St. Mark was Denick Charles and Tyler Augustine, while Ezion Fraser scored the lone goal for St. John Western Stars. Tyler Augustine, who plays on the left wing, says he's excited about the tournament.
This competition is pretty good. I like it. I'm trying to reach very far in football. I'm trying to reach the highest point in football. Trying to make the national team. I'm trying to bring my team to win this competition to go in Kaiku to play the other Under-13 team.
Dolphin striker Emilio Stanislas says his team will work on their weaknesses.
So far today, well, we played good. It's just that in the defense we need people to drop and go when it's time to go and drop when it's time to drop. I like playing strike because I score a lot of goals.
Kevin Maxwin, whose son plays for St. John Dolphins, says the young players should embrace the opportunity provided by the competition.
Well, I think it's a very good initiative.
And I think the players should grab it with both hands. I mean, they should see the opportunity, later on. Because I think they've been exposed to that at this young age will help their development. And it will take them further, Sometimes I think back at when I was young, and if I had that kind of opportunity, I think it would have been completely different, I envy them.
Coach of the St. John Dolphins, Carlos Puecos Lewis, says his team is doing an admirable job. However, youth football teams in the parish should have shown more interest. The
player that we have here representing the St. John Dolphins is St. John's Football Academy. So it's not a St. John's team playing, it's St. John's Football Academy. But I'm disappointed with the way that the people in St. John's, especially Concord and Granway, who have players and refuse to send them to participate as St. John's than St. John's Football Academy.
St. Patrick Crown City Strikers and St. Andrew Big Paris Stars both won their matches 6-2. Big Paris Stars played St. George Royal Cannons with their striker Delron John converting 5 times and Tishon Hood adding the 6th. Jaheim Fletcher and Dishon Ledlow scored for the Cannons. Fletcher, who plays in the midfield, spoke of why he likes playing in that position.
Well, I scored 1 goal and I thought it was really excited because this was my first time. I like playing midfield because I get to defend and go up and score.
Delron John is well on his way to capturing the Golden Boot title if he continues his prolific scoring streak.
Well, the game was very, very good. I scored 5 and I feel excellent.
Moving now to cricket, West Indies and Pakistan commence a 2-test series at Sabina Park in Jamaica today, with head coach Phil Simmons concerned about the readiness of the home players for what is expected to be a formidable challenge from talented but unpredictable opponents. With the vulnerability of the host batting mercilessly exploited by South Africa 2 months ago in a similar 2-test duel in St. Lucia, Simmons made clear his displeasure on Monday that most of his test match specialists did very little, if anything, while away from the international scene. Over the past 6 weeks, the Windies took on the South Africans, Australians and Pakistanis in a succession of limited over fixtures. Simmons said a number of players said they didn't get any work done in their home territories before camp and the 4-day game. That's it for sports. We'll look around the region next. Welcome to your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I am your presenter, Beverly Telesford. New COVID-19 measures have officially taken effect in Jamaica with revised curfew hours. We get details in this TVJ report.
Our news team got to halfway through St. Andrew at about 5:45. It took us roughly 20 minutes to get from Broadcast House here. Now, when we got here, we understand that a number of the commuters, they would have made their way home because the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC, has been making changes to how they deploy vehicles because of the new measures starting at 7 p.m. We spoke to Owen Smith, who's the Managing Director of Operations for the Jamaica Urban Transit Company earlier about these new changes they've made.
For the last year and a half, the JLTC has experienced some serious challenges. However, in that period, we have put measures in place to mitigate the discomfort to our commuters. Some of the measures that we have put in place is that we have reduced the length of time that buses lay over at outer points to get the buses back in quicker. Right? We have also adjusted our maintenance protocols so that we can have more buses on the road right now. The key thing that we have done to help to ease the discomfort is that we have moved our peak up a little bit. So usually we were sending buses out for the evening peak at 4 and 5 o'clock. What we have done, we have sent the buses out from 2 o'clock, 2:30, just to ensure that persons who are going home early or persons who want to beat the rush can have enough buses to take them home.
I know the last bus should leave at about 6, but are you putting in place measures where you may be able to deploy buses a little later based on the need?
Well, for the record, I want to tell the Jamaican public and the traveling public that we will not leave you on the road.
Moving now to Belize, a number of police officers say they had been sent home on Wednesday over inability to pay for COVID-19 tests as they remain unvaccinated. According to an attorney there, the number of police officers who remain unvaccinated stands in the hundreds. Channel 5 Belize has the details.
They are unable to take the test. If the government offers to pay for the test for them, fine. If the government finds a way where they don't have to pull out money that they do not have, I imagine a lot more officers will take the test. But the concern of the association, which must now be our citizens' concern, is we cannot have large numbers of police officers being sent home because they can't afford for the test. That is the concern, and that is a valid concern.
Another valid concern, however, is that the test cannot be continued to be paid by the public purse if the officers choose to not take the vaccine. It's also the citizens who will have to be paying for their tests every time they are required to present that negative test result.
Well, this is not an easy matter. There is never some simple, straightforward solution to some problems which are a little complicated and involve more than one thorny issue. But this is what we are facing with.
And that's your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Telesford. Recapping the headlines, health officials confirm the presence of COVID-19 Delta variant in Grenada. Government says the Transport Committee is assessing the feasibility of a bus fare increase. Bacall remains confident of victory against insurance companies BICO and CLECO as they await their day in court. And GBN Health delved into the impact of dementia, which is becoming a societal concern. And around the globe, new COVID-19 measures officially taken effect in Jamaica with revised curfew hours, and the police officers in Belize sent home over inability to afford a COVID test. In sports, the GFA Under-13 Boys Tournament continues. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's the news. Good night.